Nowadays, it is more important than ever before to investigate sustainable and ethical brands of clothing. One such trusted brand is Kotn, a young apparel company focused on creating affordable products through responsible business practices. Today, we'll be taking a closer look at the Kotn brand in order to understand exactly how they exercise sustainable and ethical manufacturing. To start, let's look at how Kotn came to be. Kotn was founded in 2014 as an online store by Canadian citizens Benjamin Schell, Mackenzie Yates, and Rami Halili. Each of the three founders had struggled with the fact that their clothes were either overpriced, poor quality, or unethically sourced, and thus Kotn was born. Today, Kotn seeks to support Egyptian Giza farmers, produce cost-effective wardrobe essentials, and combat the cycle of child labor. Because Kotn is so diligent in their ethical practices, they've been identified as a certified B Corporation, meaning that they are recognized as having high standards in regard to social and environmental performance, as well as public transparency and legal accountability. Along with such names as Patagonia and Tentree, B corporations like Kotn are known to be leaders in a movement to use corporation power to create positive change. Now, when investigating just how Kotn uses their corporation to do good in the world, look no further than their own name, Kotn, which is a subtle nod to their primary raw material, cotton. Kotn works exclusively with the unique species of cotton known as Egyptian Giza. Egyptian Giza is a finer, longer fibered cotton that is grown only in the Nile Delta region. And while Egyptian Giza is a higher quality cotton, in recent years 90% of major fashion corporations have turned over to a coarser, short-fibered cotton known as upland cotton. And even worse, 89% of upland or blended cotton garments are falsely labeled and sold as Egyptian Giza. These two factors combined have had a very negative effect on the communities that depend on Giza. However, Kotn seeks to remedy the struggle by working directly with farmers, essentially by cutting the middleman. Cutting the middleman allows Kotn to set guaranteed pricing for customers and to have more free cash flow to support Giza farmers with. Direct communication allows them to understand exactly how to support their farmers, including responding to changes in the market, providing farmers with agricultural consulting, supplying fertilizer as needed, and lessening overall operating expenses. Kotn also has a diligent supply chain management team that monitors the quality of the product to ensure that it's real Giza cotton, thus bringing value and authenticity back to the trade. While Kotn does help Giza farmers purchase fertilizer for their farms, Kotn plans to become 100% organic in just the next 5 years. In order to do so, they plan to work with each individual farm partner with Kotn on a personal level in order to evaluate the best way for that particular farm to convert to organic over time. Not only does Kotn hold itself to high standards in the fields, but that same sentiment carries over into their factories as well. For this reason, one of Kotn's core pillars in their factories is the idea of equal and fair pay. Factory owners work side by side with Kotn's founders to ensure that all employees are well taken care of financially. The second pillar upheld in Kotn's factories is the idea of providing employees not with jobs, but with careers. Kotn recognizes their employees as craftsmen rather than human machines, and so there's a lot of opportunity for growth and promotion within Kotn. Finally, Kotn puts a high emphasis on the importance of safety in the workplace. This pillar was created in direct relation to the Rana Plaza factory tragedy of 2013, in which over 1,000 workers were killed. To prevent such an event from ever occurring at Kotn, frequent audits and examinations are held in both Kotn factories and at partnered locations. The Kotn brand truly does seek to support its employees, and in speaking to their partners, Kotn discovered that the number one thing that their employees were looking for was greater access to education for their youth. And the numbers support Kotn's findings. And in fact, out of the 40 million people living in the Nile Delta, 25% are illiterate, and 70% of these people are women. To address this issue, Kotn is working alongside the Nile Delta NGO in order to create schools that will provide each child of that region with convenient, quality, safe education. Additionally, Kotn schools boast a 2-to-1 female-to-male ratio, thus empowering young girls in the community. Most importantly, every single time a customer purchases a Kotn product, whether that be a new shirt or a pair of socks, a portion of the proceeds goes back to funding these schools. So while the world of fashion can be a scary and morally corrupt place, it is relieving to know that there are still sustainable and ethical companies like Kotn that aim to stop this cycle of abuse and dishonesty. And it's safe to say that other big-name retailers ought to stop and take note of the excellent business practices at Kotn, and that they should even adopt many of these practices themselves. From supporting local education to going organic to engaging in direct trade, Kotn certainly deserves to be called a B company, and hopefully other brands will begin to follow their lead.